In this video clip, we're going to tie a fly that I call the Invisiant. And primarily it's an ant pattern. But it's a very realistic flying ant pattern. But it's so realistic that you can't see the flipping thing. So it's designed to be fished like a nymph, essentially. And the idea is simply that you imitate the fly correctly and then fish it in the film where you can't see it with an indicator or another dry fly. And it's proven deadly when there's flying ants on the water. So just run thread down to the bend of the hook and build a ball of thread to imitate the back segment of the ant. Now I'm actually tying this one oversized because I want you to be able to see it. Normally I'm tying this on a size 18 or 20 hook. It's a nice ball to imitate the back segment of the ant. Take the thread forwards. One of the key triggers, it appears, for trout eating ants is these two bumps of the ant's body shape. That seems to be a key trigger, and you want to try to keep the middle as thin as possible. And then we're going to tie in wing, and I now use for this pattern stuff called clear wing. You don't need the whole width of it, you need to split it so you have a small piece like this. This is very much like raffine, but it doesn't get affected by being wet. And we're not going to try to form a particularly good, neat wing at the moment. We're just going to tie in a section of that wing material like that and trim off the remainder. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to build a nice ball again of thread. Oops, this is unwinding a bit. To imitate the head. Now technically ants have 3 segments, but it seems that the trout can't count. So as long as they see some segments, they're quite happy. And I'll whip finish that. This is a tremendously simple fly. As I said, I'm tying this seriously oversized compared to what I normally would. Although there are parts of the world where you get ants this big. It's almost finished. So the only thing that remains to be done is to cut. And I find cut and tear works best. Cut the middle of that wing and tear it into 2. Like that. And then we can just trim the wings to a little bit more of a realistic shape. And it doesn't matter if they're a bit scrunched up, because actually the natural ones often are. I'm completely happy with the shape of that wing. So you can trim the wings a little bit more to get them the shape you want them. As I say, this one is oversized really just so you can see the process. And there's your Invisiant. And you can fish it in the film where you can grease it up to float a little bit higher. Or you can fish it sunk. Very simple pattern. Fish love ants, and I rarely go out without some. And that's a very simple, easy way of imitating them. If you want to be more pedantic than you should be, you can add some drops of black varnish head cement onto the fly, make it sink a little bit more easily if you want to fish a sunk pattern. But really, it's very simple, very effective. The Invisiant.